number 2 to start the show because YouTube decided to change the stream key again. So hopefully, well, it's yellow, so that's a good sign. So we are live and direct on the internet, and this is, I'll tell you what, we're live and direct. Normally it's on YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch. Well, Mixer decided to do some shenanigans. I was logged in, but it made me re-log in when I hit the broadcast page, and decided, so I logged in, and then it treated me like I never streamed on their platform before, which is strange, because we've been doing this for about 8-9 months, going on a year, because it's December we started last year. And then it said request a stream key. I'm like, I already have a stream key. It's like, okay, whatever. So I requested one, and then it pops up with this little timer. It says, check back in 24 hours. So what new level of stupid is this with Mixer? So no episode for them this week, and we would get about actually about 2-3 views on Mixer, which is not much, but hey, I mean, that tells me, someone's watching.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, and then started the stream. So I knew Mixer. That was probably why we had trouble with Mixer last week. But I started the stream with, and normally it's YouTube, at least Twitch, and YouTube's like, we changed your stream key. Oh, why? Why?
Who knows?
I
don't know. I still have the same stream keys from like ever.
And very rarely, but sometimes, I mean, Twitch, I've never changed it. And with Mixer and YouTube seem to be the problem children that we seem to have.
YouTube has been the same. Twitch has been the same. I haven't had to change it at all. Or haven't changed them, I should say.
Well, you're lucky. Now, something happened this week to you. That
to me?
Talked about.
Oh. What? My birthday.
Yeah. You're an old man now.
It was on Monday.
How many years old are you now?
29 younger.
Old. Yeah, old man. And you're going to start getting these now. They're going to have your children's names written on each strand, too.
Nah, I'd rather not.
You'd rather
already got a strand here and there hidden.
Oh, well, yeah, you pluck those suckers out, you be bald.
Yep, I'm plucking them out already.
Yep.
I was like, nope, not today. Nope, you're going to have to wait. You got at least 10 more years. Nope.
Oh,
you going to wait.
It decides.
Nah, I decide. You ain't popping up on me like that.
Let's go ahead and run the intro.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay, to our first story of the evening. Now, if it's not obvious, I vape. Right here. I quit smoking quite a long time ago, and so I started vaping. And actually, that has no nicotine in it, so it's just like nervous habit now, or whatever. And so now there's been recently there was 8 deaths due to vaping related illnesses or something, and these were all T. I might be getting this wrong. TSP based e-cigarettes, which is like a marijuana derivative. THP.
Yeah.
And so now Trump wants to ban flavored e-cigarettes as concern grows over vaping. Now, primarily, I mean, vaping is not new. Vaping has actually been around for about 15 years, in this type of easy form. And there's been no deaths. Now, all of a sudden, there's a few deaths. Now we have to ban it.
Well, how many cigarettes kill people each year?
How many car accidents kill people each year? How many gun accidents happen? Mass shootings.
If they want to ban e-cigarettes, might as well ban regular cigarettes. Why don't ban that? Because they're gonna make their tax money on it.
Oh, well, yeah, because now that they tax the heck out of it, and that goes towards providing health care for kids. But
yeah, whatever.
Those
I'm sure it does.
are under attack.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, but just wanted to touch on a little bit of the ridiculousness that's there.
Yeah, once you start banning cigarettes, and then we'll know you actually care and you're trying.
Beer, because of all sorts of. Let's go back to Prohibition. How well that worked out when they banned alcohol.
Don't ban alcohol. I need it. I need to get through some days. I don't smoke, so
it's funny. You went from a lotta to some days.
I need it because I don't smoke, so it helps me cope with the stupidity of today's society.
Well, that's no surprise there, but
and if it wasn't for that, I'll probably hang myself. I don't know, because I can't deal with. It's just so much stupid in the world now that it's just overbearing. It's like cancer to the world. It's just.
So should we end the show now before we go over some of the articles that we have that are new levels of stupidity?
No, might as well keep going because it ain't going to do them to get worse. It's like you can't go a day without running into something stupid on the internet or whatever.
Oh, well, there's lots of stupidity, and we'll start with this bill in California that Uber and Lyft fought against. They passed it. And what this is that Uber drivers or Lyft drivers, whatever you want to call them, are they're considered contractors, independent contractors to the company, but they're actually now going to have to be classified as employees, which is different. So what does Uber do? What
They drive.
Right.
It's a transportation service.
Not according to the company, because the company has come out with a statement that Uber's future may depend on convincing the world drivers aren't a part of its core business.
What the hell are you known for?
Then what the hell do you exist for?
If that's not the point of Uber, so I I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, if you're trying to cover your ass for some government invasion or some bullshit like that, that's not the way to do it, because that just makes no sense. I mean, I heard better lies from Trump, so that no.
Well, you know they're concerned. And here's how you know. Bless you. Was that cough or?
Cough, yeah.
Okay, well then never mind. Because Uber lays off 435 employees. And the majority of these, they're partly from marketing, but a lot of them are from engineering. I'm assuming software engineering, which would be part of their core business, but their core business,
How about the app?
to improve the app, but their core business is they're essentially a taxi dispatcher.
Yeah, transportation service.
Yeah, transportation service.
Same thing Lyft is. They're a transportation service.
So
They're no different than a taxi service. Just
right.
You can't open an app and get a taxi. You can open the Uber app and get an Uber or a Lyft. And that's a lot of taxi companies are upset with Uber and Lyft.
And you know what's funny is I watch Diego on occasion. If you're familiar with who Diego is, he's a Twitch. He's a pro player, and he plays a lot of Apex Legends. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a driver's license. He's 23 years old. Does not have a driver's license. He has his permit, but he doesn't drive himself anywhere. He Ubers everywhere.
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's not like it's not like it's a whole lot of money. It's actually pretty convenient.
Well, you know
and
what?
pretty cheap. A lot cheaper than a taxi.
I still like to be able to get into the car and just go where I want.
I mean, I enjoy that too, but like some days you just don't feel like driving, or you could be injured or something. You still got to get somewhere. So,
well, that's why you have a wife.
She can't drive. She ain't got a license.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. She should. What if she needs to drive you to the hospital?
Oh, she's been trying. She got to get past the test.
Well, get her past the test. Something happens to you, you ain't getting younger. You're gonna have.
I can't get her past the test. I can't just go in there and do it for her.
Well, do what you have to. Put on some makeup, a nice dress. Shit.
Yeah, okay. That ain't gonna work.
But to the next story. Now, we were talked about a couple episodes ago about Disney wanting to crack down on the sharing of its services.
Oh yeah, of course. Just like Netflix is supposedly trying to do, and they seem like they gave up on it because they haven't talked about it in a while, because it's pretty much damn near impossible.
And now Spotify is cracking down on its
Really?
family plan. Sharing.
Who the fuck is sharing Spotify? Like, Spotify, it's literally free. Like, I can listen to whoever I want on my Spotify, and I don't have the upgraded plan or nothing. Yeah, you got to deal with a commercial here and there, but that's very frequently. Like, it's not like you get a commercial after every song. You get a commercial maybe after like 4 or 5 songs. So, like, why do you need to share?
It's on its family plan, not its free plan, but its family plan.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do you even need to share? And I just fuck, forget it. The more I go, the more I need a drink.
I told you we're going to push all your buttons today. You said hang yourself. That was a little concerning.
Well, I got my drink now, so I'm good.
All right. But
I got my vodka, so I'm good.
Well, and here's the thing. Spotify wants you to prove that these are your family members. Like, you know what, Spotify? I don't have to get my music. In fact, I don't get my music through them.
I don't either.
I mean, I go to, if there's a song that I want to hear, I'll Google it, I'll go to YouTube and watch, it's a video, I can hear it, turn on a radio.
I get all my music for free, and I download it for free, and I'm not going to tell you how, but I get my music for free.
Well, that's nothing new. LimeWire, blah blah.
I
Has been
don't get
around
through none of that.
You know what I mean? They've been around forever.
They try to get you on there. That was the go-to. LimeWire, what was it, Pirate Bay?
What was the first one? Was I forget what it was.
I know everybody used to use LimeWire back in the day. So,
Well, even before LimeWire, there was some. It was before they got sued into oblivion, and now they're like this pay service thing.
I don't know. I know I don't really.
forget.
I really don't use any of that. I don't torrent. That's what it's called. They're torrenting music. I don't do that, but I do download my own music and just a certain way. But I still get my own music, and I have my Spotify when I'm on my computer. I have my Spotify when I'm on my computer, and I just want to pull up something real quick. Like I can be editing and then have my Spotify playing, and then whatever. I play my Spotify when I'm cleaning my room. Every time I'm in my room on my computer, and I pull up my Spotify and I play something. By half the time, I'm using my phone.
Well, as long as your phone still has a headphone jack, which is becoming a rare breed these days, you can plug that right in your computer, stream it, or you could just play it on your computer and capture it.
No, I like my Spotify.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
I got a certain music that I keep on my Spotify, don't keep on my phone.
You could turn on a radio, and as long as there's a headphone jack on the radio, hook that to the computer.
Yeah, no one really listens to the radio anymore.
Well, you know what I mean. There's many ways to capture music other than going through a service. And not only that, you have Spotify, and there's other services out there that are free and pay services, but they're out there. They don't have to put up with that. They're they seem to think they're the only ones on the block, and they ain't.
So before you know it, Amazon probably gonna try to do the same thing.
Well, Amazon has
when you have
music.
that Amazon. I'm talking about the Amazon Prime because you can have the family members on your Prime account, and
yeah.
So they're probably gonna start doing the same thing. I can see that happening next. Prove this is your family.
Yeah.
Under her account is the same goddamn address. What more you want?
Well, family plan could include your mom. Does she have to live with you?
I mean, I think so. I don't know how it works. I know it's only me and my wife that I use Prime for, and we're under the same address, so that's easy to confirm.
Yeah. Now, on to our next article. Now, a lot of people within the YouTube community, and even outside the YouTube community, are familiar with PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, PewDiePie did a stream. He got married, which is cool, and he pledged $50,000 to an anti-hate group, which is what were they called? The Anti-Defamation League, and they're a Jewish organization. Well, they're not without some controversy.
I thought he was already married.
He just got married like 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He was in a relationship for like ever.
I mean, I've seen a lot of his videos, him wearing like a ring. Maybe it's like one of those promise rings or something. I don't know.
I've never seen it. Well, I don't know. One way or the other. But anyway, so there's all this brouhaha, conspiracy crap, and that's exactly what it is, conspiracy crap about this community. And so guess what now?
What now?
YouTube's PewDiePie pulls 50,000 grand pledge to Jewish anti-hate group after apparent backlash from fans. It's like, he's trying to do something nice, do something good, improve anti-defamation, anti-hate, but no, we can't let him do that. So we have to put up a big stink. So he retracted it now. What I would have done is just said, okay, I would have just done it and then announced, this is what I've done.
I would have done it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it beforehand. I'd have done it after.
I mean, why everyone always trying to get on someone when they're trying to raise money for a good cause.
Well,
I really don't get that.
That came out of his pocket.
Like Boogie, he was raising money for I forgot what it was.
Depression.
And then people was like, oh no, he's not what's his name, he's pulling out the stream and all this other stuff. He's not really donating to that. And it's like what? Like just because it's hard to imagine someone actually doing something good. Why is that so hard to believe?
Well, there's an old saying, believe but verify. And I don't disagree with that necessarily. And he did tweet out I've some sort of receipt or check, on Twitter saying that, whatever donations up to so much, he would match. And he did that. He did that. He did it.
He did. And I can understand, there are some people out there saying, oh, well, I got to pay for my animal bill. Please help me donate and all that. And then they end up, getting the money and, having a brand new car or something like that. I can understand that.
Gee, I wonder who you might be talking about there.
Don't even say it.
Could that person been from Europe or somewhere in one of those foreign lands?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're over there.
Yeah, I know exactly whom you're talking about, and we won't mention.
Oh, it hurt. Every time I laugh, my muscles hurt.
But
my cold went to my muscles, so I can't laugh. I can't laugh. It hurts.
But to our next subject. Now, how America's first digitally operated reactor could push nuclear technology forward. The United States has been going away from nuclear power from quite some time now, and the reasons for that would be 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl. There's rumors, and this is rumor and or opinion. I don't know that this is true. But supposedly there was an explosion in Russia a couple weeks ago. That was another one of their nuclear power plants having a meltdown.
I mean, nuclear power plant meltdowns ain't nothing to play with, man.
No.
Bless you.
That
ain't nothing to play with. Oh, look at Chernobyl, man. That ain't nothing to play with.
They still haven't recovered from that, and that land isn't going to be
and
usable.
it's still heavily filled with radiation.
Yeah.
So how long ago was that? And it still has super high levels of radiation.
They can't even send a robot in for more than 5 minutes before it just gets
it's
fried.
That shit ain't nothing to play with, man. So I'm happy that they're actually trying to find different power sources. That is going in the right direction. That is good. Hopefully they don't do it too late. Before we have other meltdowns.
Well, what they're saying here is they're just going to, primarily, nuclear power plants are run by analog switches, gauges, stuff like that to be monitored by humans. But what Purdue University has done is they're now trying to convert nuclear reactor sites to be computerized, and so it would require less human intervention.
I don't see why they don't just close them down at all and just find a different power source or something.
Because right now they produce 30% of our nation's power.
Well, 30% is still kind of low. They can do something else to bring that down.
No, they've been trying.
They can try harder, man. We got the sun. They've been doing everything else to trying to put life on Mars and shit instead of trying to steal energy from the sun and all that. They keep talking about it,
well,
but they ain't never doing it.
Solar, renewable wind and solar are the other 30%, and then coal is the other 30%. 30-some odd percent.
Fuck coal. We don't need that shit.
Yeah, we don't.
Just like
coal. Actually, no. I take that back. Coal. Well, we'll have to look it up another time. But
I
one
mean,
way or the other,
I like charcoal for cooking,
but
but
that's
really,
wood product. That's not actually a
we don't need actual
coal,
like black lung kill your ass coal.
right? Now, we talked about McDonald's a couple of times.
Mickey D's that no one likes anymore.
Well, what was it? A year ago, McDonald's employees were demanding $15 an hour, and
Yeah,
McDonald's
and they
said,
got it or some shit. I think
"No,
I
they
don't.
didn't. They didn't." Because McDonald's came
Some
back.
some places got it.
Yeah, some places got it, but primarily it was a flop. Um, but McDonald's said, "We'll turn to automation before we give you $15 an hour," and there are already robotics out there that McDonald's could buy that
Yeah.
will flip burgers and do
I
fries
mean,
and all that.
what you expect from a $1 billion chain? You really think they're gonna take some of them billions to pay their employee the right way? Why would they do that?
Well, guess what? McDonald's keeps buying tech companies. Now, what this announcement was on Tuesday is that McDonald's is buying Opernate. I probably pronounced that name wrong, but it's an artificial intelligence company, and what that's going to do is replace the person that actually takes your order.
I mean, they already have those now. I mean, I use it. I'm guilty of it.
No, you're talking about the app. This is you go to the drive.
I go in the store and it's a big tablet looking machine thingy.
No.
Go up to it. It's touchscreen. You put your order in, and you pay right there with your cart, and that's it. And they make your order for you. You ain't got to deal with no person.
No, this is when you go through the drive-through. You're still not dealing with a person.
They're trying to do that for grocery stores.
Well, that's later on down the line here, but that's not AI.
They're trying to have it where you can go to the grocery store, you push the little button machine, like what you want, then you move to the next area, and then and some shit like that. I mean, they already have some stores that's non-human operated.
Well, we'll touch on that in a little bit here with Walmart. But Amazon, according to Amazon, Ring says it doesn't have facial recognition. Amazon says we don't have facial recognition, but it has a head of facial recognition research. Funny how that works. And what they're doing is they're trying to incorporate. The goal is, if you ask Amazon right now, we don't have facial recognition, and they don't yet, but they will, because if you like, what do they call it, porch pirating, where they steal people's packages. If you have a Ring doorbell, it'll identify who the heck the person is. But how could you identify someone, especially if they pull a mask over their head, something crazy? People have, there's ways around that.
There's always ways around something.
So
there's always a loophole.
Yeah, and but that's the thing. They're like, no, we don't have that. No, we don't have that. You're working on it.
Then, I mean, who really is not working on it right now? Well, there's even facial recognition to unlock your phone.
Well, that's stored. That is actually stored locally on your phone. That's not on the cloud. That is done on your phone. So that's a little bit more secure. But
so they say.
Well, and then here's the underhanded thing about all this is you get the cops that are in effect, being salespeople for Ring, to convince people that this will help make your house safer if you put this on, and then they want to have access to that camera.
I mean, I could see it helping at some point, but to monitor 24/7, nah. Yeah, someone steal my stuff, and then you can help me get that person. Then it's a different story. But to monitor everyone that come to my door, no, I don't need that. What if I was one of those guys who want to have a good time when my wife's out, and I get I get special services, come to my door.
You're gonna get caught.
You know,
I know you. You tell on yourself.
why? I'm just saying, like, what if you want to do that? And so have
Then
the
you deserve
monitors
to
like,
get caught.
oh, look at this.
You get,
That'll look like Mrs. Fields.
Oh, well, guess what? There's a camera that points to my front door, and guess what? I store it locally, not over the internet. So if somebody, tries to break into my house, I have footage on my system. And I'm not letting anybody share that. That's my footage. It's my copyright.
Yeah, and what if you got a cop who wants to share that footage of you, like, having someone else?
They ain't
Like,
gonna have access to it.
what if it gets? I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about, like, the other shit. Like, what if it get leaked from the department? Next thing you know, everyone know you having a nice little escort service when Mrs. Fields is at work.
Well, guess what? That would be admissible in court, which, guess what? That becomes public domain information.
So what do? Like, you can't say nah. She just you gonna put a cousin card.
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna work.
That's just my cousin Jaleesa. You never met her.
Yeah, huh?
She came over to help me with the kids. She's my back was hurting. She came over to give me a back rub, and it was just hurt really bad. I need it.
Yeah.
So she gave me a happy ending.
Now, if it's not bad enough that, and Amazon owns Ring, that's why I associate the Amazon with Ring, but they just don't want that. They also want, Amazon is reportedly working on a new payment system that will let you check out at Whole Foods by simply waving your hand over a sensor.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah. So I could understand that for payment purposes only, because your hand. I mean, it's pretty. You could touch a piece of plastic, piece of tape. You're leaving your fingerprint on there, but if your whole hand would be something that would be much more difficult to get. But this is Amazon, of course. So do you really think that they're just going to use it just for the checkout purposes?
I mean, I really don't like the idea at all with all this technology replacing humans. Like, I don't like it. Some of us need work, man. Some of us need jobs, and that is just taking it away from us. Yeah, you ain't got to pay the machine. Yeah, you ain't got to do that. But how's that fair? How's that even, especially with cost of living and everything constantly going up, and you want to put robots everywhere to replace humans? Then what's the point? How will we be able to sustain?
You'd have to be paid. Okay, we've danced around this issue a few times, but I'm going to be straight. This is my opinion, and that's this is how I think this is all going to go down. All right, we are coming to a time that we as a nation need to figure out what we're going to do for the future. And that future cannot be money. It's almost like the Star Trek, when people are going to say, oh, I'm just using it as an example. The Star Trek model that the goal is to improve yourself, because computers and automation has taken away everything else. We don't need, you don't need to go to a store to get your food. You could just, the whole process is just completely automated, and it gets delivered to your home.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many people does that eliminate? A lot. Do we need miners to go in a mine to get coal? Not actually, no. It all is automated by a machine. Does that machine require maintenance? Yeah. Does that require people? At this time. But eventually.
Yeah, you could easily program a machine to work on another machine.
Right, exactly. You could have machines that fix other machines. Then what? But one of the stories and that we have coming up, even the high-end jobs are not going to be exempt from this. I mean, if you bought a car back in the 70s or 60s, that thing was made from beginning to end by hand. Every part of it, every piece of it was assembled by a person somewhere.
That was a damn tank back then, man.
And
They were
right.
They were some tanks.
Well, they would rust.
They would destroy like a car nowadays. Like they would crumble a car up.
No, they would
Like
well,
a car from back then, if they ran into a modern day car, would destroy that car.
no, they both would be wrecked, and I'll tell you why. The newer car more so than the older car. The way the cars are designed nowadays is they will break away, so that disperses the inertia, so that you're more likely not to die in a modern car than you are that old tank. Not only that, they'd rust like crazy and just fall apart anyway.
Yeah. I still prefer older cars.
Yeah, they were cool, but unless you live in the South where there's, no salt that they
Don't get me
use on the
wrong.
road.
I like some new cars, but I still prefer older cars.
Yeah. But, Walmart is trying to go after Amazon. So Walmart goes big on its new grocery delivery membership program. And what they're doing is they're touting that, we could deliver your food just like Whole Foods can, and we're cheaper. And it's unlimited delivery to your home for less than 5 cents less than $13 a month. Where with Amazon's program, you have to be a member of Amazon Prime, plus you pay penny shy of $15 a month for it.
I can't argue with that, man. Walmart do have some good prices on groceries, so I can't really argue with that. No, they
But
They
this
do.
way they'll deliver it to you too.
and if they do that, man. They're already low on pricing already, and then they do this. They're gonna put a lot of companies in jeopardy, not just Amazon, because there are some companies who already have a delivery service where they deliver. I mean, they probably like deliver groceries all the way, but like some companies deliver meats. Yeah, some who deliver produce. So I'm trying to think of a company. Swans, I believe it is. They deliver meats and stuff. There's other meat companies out there. I can't think of them all, but they do meats. So if Walmart can do like your whole entire grocery list, you ain't got to go nowhere. I mean, I prefer to go to the store, but
right.
some people really don't, because some people don't even go out and get their food anymore. They order it from the app, then they pull up to the damn thing and they bring it out to them. Some people don't even do that. So
a lot of
this
people
is going to
use,
benefit.
like Grubhub, stuff like that.
Yeah. I used to use Grubhub, but Grubhub they have a backdoor system where they really like hike up the cost a little bit. And a lot of times, like when you're hungry, you really don't look at that. It's like, what, okay, whatever. But when you got money, you're going through. You're like, God damn, that's expensive.
Nah. Well, I mean, and if Amazon, think about it this way too. If Walmart goes that route, Amazon's already has, plans, going on that they're trying to automate as much as they can.
Yeah, Amazon already has that. They just gained a bunch of Prime drivers too. So that one a day, they're doing everything they can to get that one a day delivery going.
Same day.
Oh yeah, same day. I'm sorry, same day delivery going. I mean, they just hired a bunch of drivers, and not too long ago they put out an ad for their current employees who works in the warehouse to, if they drop what they're doing and then become a driver, they will give them a bonus, and then they will get a pay raise or something like that. and they will pay. They say they will pay them for like their training and all that stuff. So,
How you train
and
somebody
then
to drive and say, "Here's your package"?
I mean, you know they always got to throw a training thing in there,
Here's
even though
your
it's
package.
simple as
Ring the
hell.
doorbell. Go the other way.
You know they got to throw the training in there, so they technically get paid for nothing. But whatever, make your money where you can. But
But
the thing is, a lot of people who worked in the warehouse didn't want to do that.
yeah,
They had an issue with it. They was like, I like my job. I've been here for like 10, 15 years. Like, no, I don't want to be a driver. And then some of them were getting forced out,
yeah. Well,
which is the
and
crazy
that's the
thing.
yeah. Like I said, it's all heading towards automation. Everything is heading towards automation. So capitalism depends on people having money, right?
Yeah,
The whole basis
fortunately,
of capitalism is money. Well, guess what?
money runs out eventually.
Well, that's the thing. If running runs out, if like I was a salesman, and is there really a demand for salespeople with everybody buying stuff online?
No, you can't even buy your damn car online now.
Well, yeah, and then look at malls. Malls were a big, huge thing. You had one place where you could go and find just about anything you ever wanted. Well, malls are dying. A lot of malls are dead.
Oh yeah, They're
And I
they're
hate
slowly dying.
And
I mean, it's like every mall has cancer. Like it's just slowly dying, and it's sad for a lot of malls because
a lot of them are beautiful.
everyone like remembers the mall. Man, it used to be like the go-to spot.
Yeah, because like I said, you could go there and visit 100 different stores. for
Yeah, or you
100,
could go meet up with some friends. Like the mall was the go-to.
Yeah, not anymore.
Like especially like when you get out of school, you had a long day of school, and your friends like, hey man, you want to go to the mall today? Oh yeah, I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
And you meet up at the mall, go have a good time, grab something to eat, or whatever. You just whatever. And then that was the thing, especially when I was in school, and I've been out of school for what 9 years now.
Yeah.
So even then, when I was in school, that was even 9 years ago. That was like still the big thing.
More like 12.
Has it been 12?
You're 29.
Shut up, George. Leave me alone.
You old fart.
It's
I'm
been
older
years.
than you.
It's been leave me alone. It's been years, but the mall was the go-to when I was in
Yeah.
school.
Well, not
And
anymore.
like, I can't remember how many times like you go, even like you went there to go meet girls and everything. You didn't even gotta do that now. Like you don't even have to have a face-to-face interaction to even talk to a girl anymore.
But yeah.
Even when people like when they break up, like when I was younger,
Text.
like the girl would tell you, like she'll write you a letter or something, then hand it to you, or she'll tell you like you can be out in the hallway and then she's like, hey, this ain't working out or something. Then your day is crushed for the rest of the day. But she'll tell you right in your face. So you won't get a text message like the night before you go to school and say, hey, it's done.
Yeah, we're over. Don't worry about it. I don't want to see you anymore.
I don't get that. That's the one thing I don't get about this generation, like breaking up over a text.
Well, that's the thing. Is everything. When I was growing up, when you were growing up, we had to do something. Nowadays, you don't need to do anything but start an app and tell the app what you want, and it does the rest. And then it shows up at your door.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
and that's why.
it's like you had to go to the store for everything. Like even my mom, like she had to go. When my mom went Christmas shopping, she would literally have to leave the house, go to the actual store, get everything, bring it home, and then put everything up somewhere. Like she couldn't just go on her phone, order a bunch of stuff, have it come on this day or some day when we're at school or something, and then put everything away while we're gone. Like she literally have to do everything, go out and get it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like I said with the McDonald's thing, the threat from McDonald's was if we're going to pay $15 an hour, we're just going to automate everything and just y'all can go find jobs somewhere else. And that's the thing is At what point do we as a nation stop this crap of looking, make America great again? Looking like, turning us back to what, the 50s? Like we were great in the 50s?
Out.
I mean, America, and to be clear, America has always been great until recently because of our innovation, because of our forward thinking, the future, bringing the future now, discovery, and you know what I mean? And at one point, we're going to have to figure out as a nation, okay, the capitalistic model doesn't work for us anymore because we have no need for people to go to work anymore.
No, there's jobs you can do like literally sit at your computer.
And well, there was I forget what shoemaker it was that they said, oh, they're going to bring jobs back to the U.S. from whatever country they're in. Well, yeah, that might be great that they're bringing these jobs back, but instead of needing 300 people, the process is so automated that they only need 50 people, if that.
And you guys really want to think about like the impact of nowadays, like think about newspaper companies.
What newspaper companies? The Vindicator.
That's what I'm saying. Like that newspapers was a thing. Like, I mean, a lot of people probably don't even know what a newspaper is, but newspaper was a thing. You have people who actually delivered newspapers as well. They will either have a vehicle or a bike, but they will literally go door to door and drop off the newspaper. And the newspaper was a big thing, big thing. Now, like everything's either on social media, or internet. So, who really goes out and actually has it? How many people you actually read a newspaper anymore? Besides, like people that's like old.
Well, here's the thing.
But how many young people you see, like sitting at the mall or just sitting by themselves reading a newspaper?
Well, here's the thing that's happened locally. There was a newspaper that was locally owned in Youngstown called the Vindicator. And they were going out, they were dying, and so they sold their name or something to the Tribune Chronicle. Well, Tribune is not a locally owned newspaper, it's nationally owned. And that's the difference between the two, and that's why everybody was like, oh, well, the Vindicator going down was such a big deal, is because it was one of the few newspapers that were still locally owned and not owned by a national company, which they are now.
Yep. Like look at like comic books. There's not a lot of people who go down and actually buy comic books anymore. They have the apps and stuff. You can just buy them from there, and you can just download them and read them on your tablet or whatever.
Right. And I mean, I get it.
And that was a big thing too. Comic books was a huge deal.
Well, and here's what else is coming down the line: is they're talking about automated trucks, and I'm not.
I've seen that.
I'm not talking about pickup trucks. I'm talking about
semi trucks.
That typically if Tesla can replace the driver, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, they're starting it in I think Virginia next month or something like that. I think I was reading, and I was like, oh fuck, that they already tested that in certain areas already, and they already seen it wasn't like a big thing. Like it probably wasn't going to work. So I don't even know how it got approved. I really don't.
Well, you got to
even with the Teslas, they see what happened when they have the self-driving mode on. People trying to go to sleep, and like you see how that guy ended up getting killed because the lady wasn't paying attention.
Well, and in all fairness, how many drivers, people that don't have autonomous cars, get in accidents every second, versus if you take 10 accidents in a Tesla, in an automated vehicle, versus the thousands that happen from people just getting in accidents. You see what I mean? Which one is? Which one? If you say 90% of the vehicles on the road are autonomous, how many accidents are going to happen?
I mean,
Versus people driving.
With me driving, I trust me driving.
I don't trust you driving.
Shut up. I'd rather drive myself than have a machine or a computer like drive for me, because I will be nervous the whole entire time.
Well, you get what I'm saying, though. What is the likelihood? Let's say a Tesla. You were in the market for a new car, and Tesla was priced right, within your budget, whatever, and so you got a Tesla, okay, and that happens nationwide. Are we going to see the rate of accidents go up or down? That is the bottom line.
I mean, they're trying to make full self driving cars.
That's the goal.
And I really don't know. I really don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't know how it will be. I don't know if it will increase or decrease. It just time will tell. There's no way of actually like throwing something out there and not really knowing, because they can do it and it can be successful, and they can do it. It can be a failure. So I really don't know. It could be a 50-50.
Right. Well, and like I say, if let's say
the semi things are too damn big. Something that big should not be computer operated.
Well,
fuck
that's
that.
Well, you know what? Like I say, now, so what jobs are safe from this? Name a job that you could name a job, a field that you can get into. Don't even say medical, because guess what? I have something that I didn't include, but in India, a robot performed a heart operation. The doctor was 20 miles away. Now, what's to stop? Now, let's put AI into this robot. Do you need the surgeon anymore?
No. Technically, no.
So, name a job that cannot be replaced with technology. Not now, but at the rate that technology is growing.
Everything
in the next 5-10 years, what is the state? Because automation is not going away. Robots are not going away. That
everything can be
not
replaced.
going to happen.
Every single thing, every single job can be replaced by a robot. You can teach a robot any job a person can do. Especially how it is now. Like Amazon has robots that do receiving, shipping, and shit like that, inventory. So, and that they have robots who can run a warehouse. So
they have robots they have drones. They're how long we've talked about it a few times. Drones. You have Ford, you have Amazon, you have and there's a few others that are making drones to do deliveries.
Yeah.
So you don't even need FedEx, UPS, or the U.S. Postal Service. Well,
like pretty soon, like I say, you won't need dealerships anymore, because like there's a few companies you can literally go online, pick the car you want, the kind of, and they'll bring it right to you. It'll come on a truck and be right here.
Yep.
So do we do in the future? Will we need dealerships? Technically, will we need salesmen?
No.
Because you could easily go into, if they wanted to, and they could set up a machine inside a dealership. You can go in, pick the car you want, it tell you what section it's in. You are kind of like that one. You can go look at it and push it, purchase, done. Fill out the paperwork right then on a computer, digitally sign it, and then go and get your car. So technically, what happens to the salesman?
Yeah, no, you don't need them.
So every single thing, job can be replaced by a robot.
So with that being said, how does capitalism, with its motivation being financial, being monetary money, how does that work when there's no need for people to go to a job?
Like I said, I have no hope for the future, especially that's the thing I don't get. Like they're pushing replacing people so hard, but they're raising the cost of living even harder. Like you don't want people to work to pay. You want people to pay these bills, but you also don't want people to pay their bills. So I don't get it.
Well, yeah. Well, they want you to pay your bills, but you have employers don't want to pay you because
So
if they pay
yeah.
you what you're worth, then well, we'll just get a robot to do your job.
So how? So what is the point of even raising the cost of living? If
Yeah.
anything, the cost of living should be going down because of robots replacing people.
Well,
So that would be the logic thing to do because like the less people work and then Social Security is going down. You know, people, Social Security is going down for a lot of people, and then like someone young like me, and if say like in the next 10 years everything get replaced by robots and like there's no reason or anything available for like jobs for like me or someone younger. I mean, a lot of this generation really don't want to work anyway, but someone who likes to work like me, uh, what am I doing? What am I do? I can't get. I'm not eligible for Social Security. You can't sell everything because you run out of stuff to sell. Like, what do you do?
uh, the world's oldest profession. In which case, people would pay you not to sleep with them.
Yeah, that probably be the only thing. Prostitutes would probably end up. They'd probably be the only ones that have a job,
Well, let's go on to our next story.
unless they get androids to do that too.
Oh well, yeah. There's sex dolls.
I mean, I'm talking about like prostitution. Like you have an android come
Yeah,
up to
they
your
would
car.
have.
Yeah, what's today's special? When swipe the card on their ass or something.
Google says a change in its
Right between the
algorithm
cheeks.
will highlight original reporting. What this is we all know we've talked about the way Google works. The way Google works is it goes by the most popular result. People that go to the most of a page. What this change is going to mean is if we published an article, it's going to be not based on popularity, but because we were the originators of this article, we're going to be higher up. We're going to be the top on the search result, which I would say is a good change, but I'm sure other platforms would probably disagree because what basically happens is a lot of media companies will share an article. So, like if USA Today has an article, CNN will just republish the same article crediting USA Today. But in a search result, let's say CNN is more popular, CNN's result would be higher than USA Today's because CNN's more popular. But what they're going to do is they're going to change that so that USA Today would be the top result because they're the originator of that article.
I mean, I can see that. That happens anyway.
Well, this way it's going to definitely be that way. Now, you remember not that long ago that there was a conference at the White House about social media.
Yeah.
And what Captain Orange tried to do was, go after the social media platforms. Well, he's saying that, and it's a stretch, and it's not true. It's what it is could the FCC regulate social media under one of its sections 230? And the answer to that is no. The FCC does not have jurisdiction over sites specifically like, they have jurisdiction over frequencies, stuff like that. They cannot regulate Facebook. That is something, because Congress isn't going to do it. You know as well as I do. Congress ain't going to do it. So he's trying to say, well, FCC, you try and do this. And the FCC, that's not their authority.
Yeah, it's whatever. Anything with him in it, I just ignore.
Well, and here's the thing is that is to me, you know, where government wants to positively affect people's lives, its citizens, is you need to restrain corporations because government has its restrictions. Okay? Government is bound by the Constitution. What are businesses bound by the Constitution? Not one bit. Nope, they are not. The government is, but businesses aren't.
Yeah, I can't wait until he's out there. He has 1 year, and we'll see if he gets another term.
Well, we can get into a lot of the politics of that, but I don't. I think even if he's reelected, I don't think he'll be there long.
I really hope not. I hope people open their eyes and do the right thing.
I'm not that optimistic, but
Unless they rig it again, which they probably will,
they're all
or they
about
get
that.
Russia involved again.
They're all about that. And they didn't
So
cover it up
we'll see.
so well. So, but speaking of governments, more governments are shutting down the internet. The harm is far-reaching. Now, this is an opinion piece. This is not a news article. This is an opinion piece. And what it has to deal with is repressive governments, like the protests that were going on, where the way they were organized were through apps. And so governments are trying to find new and clever ways of shutting things down. But the thing is like in the United States, we are so interconnected, and I'm not talking about our personal lives, okay? I'm not talking about you and me. And to me, it's stupid, but our utility companies, the thing, bring us water, light, and all this other stuff, the essentials are tied to the internet. And these things should be what's termed an intranet, an inner network of computers that does not depend on an internet connection because they're all connected to each other. You follow what I mean?
Yeah.
And, that's beyond what a LAN or local area network, it's called an intranet. And that way you're not connected to the internet. You don't depend on a internet connection because you have dedicated lines. But no, we can't do that. We're just going to, because Russia could attack, and they've successfully done it, utilities in other countries.
Yeah.
And taken them offline. The Ukraine was one, and that was a couple of years ago. So do you think that they're still not trying to develop that?
I don't see why not. I think they probably are.
Well, you remember Hurricane Maria
Yeah.
hit Puerto Rico
Oh yeah.
a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a funny article. A top FEMA official sent to Puerto Rico to oversee pyre restoration, arrested in corruption probe. Now, you remember, just like I do, how the administration was like, oh, the corruption down here, blah, blah, blah. They can't get their power back. It's not our fault. It's their fault. No, it's our fault. Because of Captain Orange's corruption and corrupt ways.
Yeah. Yep. Good old corruption.
Do you watch, I mean, I'm sure you've watched, what the heck's that show? Oh, gosh. Well, this is a spinoff from that show. It's called Young Sheldon. So
Young Sheldon?
Yeah. Young Sheldon is the spinoff show. The other show was the kids are in college, and one of them, and they're all nerds.
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Don't sound like something I watch.
Well, one of the characters was named Sheldon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, now, what producer do you think would not know that you cannot use the emergency broadcast system tone or the emergency alert system tone in a TV show?
I mean, there's a few shows that did it, and they're trying to crack down on now.
Well, not use this show is the only show that has used the emergency alert system tone in their show. CBS can't tell me they didn't know that that's illegal to use in a show.
I mean, I really don't see the big deal of it.
Because it's akin to yelling fire in a crowded movie theater when there's no fire. Because when those tones go off, it generally gets your attention. And that's the thing is, when you hear that tone, you want people to pay attention to it.
The only tone I don't want to hear is from The Purge.
That ain't a thing.
As long as I don't hear that tone, I'm good.
But you know what I'm saying. When the emergency alert tones go off, that alerts you. You don't want to become numb to that it's not something that you should not be paying attention to. And that's why those tones, to use that tone, it's very illegal not to use it or to use it when it's not an actual emergency. And they're going to get fined. They're going to fine them $272,000. My opinion should be $272 million. That's my opinion. They don't need to be. And what stupid morons. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. They're stupid morons thought, oh, this is a good idea. Let's put this into the show. And then CBS didn't catch it? Really? Why? How? How did you guys not catch it?
What about how good the show was going to be?
Yeah, they let it go in just to get attention to that show because it's probably got crappy ratings.
Could be that too.
But to our next story,
I never heard of it, so.
I'm not even going to try this name. There's a AI company that raises $37 million with plans to bring AI to more drug discovery partnerships. Now, what we were talking about earlier is what jobs cannot be replaced by automation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, they want to use AI so that people are not even needed to create new drugs. And this is from beginning to end. To generate, synthesize, and preclinically validate compounds from scratch in less than 50 days. That's a great thing. Don't get me wrong, that could bring a lot of, miracle cures for things. But that's AI doing it and not people.
I mean, might as well just go ahead and just have AI to do scientific discoveries.
Well, that's essentially what they're doing here. Medical discovery,
You might as well just go ahead and have AIs scan the forest and look for different types of animals that we haven't discovered yet. Might as well go ahead and do it with the ocean too.
Now.
You might as well just take all their scientific jobs and the what the hell they're called, the fucking people that explore the ocean, whatever, I don't know.
Oceanographers.
Yeah, you might as well get rid of them and just replace all of them. Might as well just replace everything people work so hard to go to college for and pay all this money for, and just to get replaced to a robot. Like, that got to be insulting, like very insulting, and that has to hurt. Like, you put all your time and money into getting and learning for something, then to have like your boss come to you one day like, hey man, we know we no longer need you because we got this new program, and then like, how would you feel? Like, you just like
Well, in
chop it
effect,
up, okay, and just walk away, or you like, are you going like, hey, you're really replacing me with like a machine? Like,
and that's going to get worse over time, not better.
how is that even like? How would you feel like if you was young George and you went to college, spent all this money, your parents put you through college and everything, and then
Oh,
next thing
I'd
you know,
be pissed.
you're making good money. Say you're making like $100,000 a year. You're making real good money, doing good, and they walk up to you one day and they're like, "Hey, man, you've been great for this company for 10 years, and but we gotta let you go. We got this machine that's going to replace, take over your work you was doing. Like, how would you feel?
Oh, I'd be pissed. I'm not. And then what do you do? What field do you? Okay, you paid all this money, blah blah blah, to get into this field. You got into this field, and then you're being replaced.
Like, what do
You're
you do? Do you go back to college and do something else just to get replaced from through a machine from that?
right. So,
After
like I
that, so
say,
what do you do?
what? Like I said, what job cannot be replaced by automation?
Pretty soon, it's gonna be like, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Chappie.
No.
Uh, Chappie is they have robots. They're AI robots, and they replace their whole entire police force with their robots. So so there's no need for policemen. When all the policemen are like retired and all that, there's no need for them. So like, what is to stop that from happening?
Nothing.
I mean, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but like, to think of it now, like that's kind of like messed up.
Nothing.
Like you gotta go to school and get a bachelor's degree and all that. They want you to have to become a policeman, and like, just to have that all thrown away, just to like, oh yeah, we're going to train this robot, to learn how to take down an active shooter and everything. It's for your benefit. You ain't gotta worry about getting in harm's way anymore. So it's to benefit you. So we're looking out for your safety.
Well, yeah, I understand, but we have to change the model of capitalism because capitalism does not work
Cause that's the direction it's going to go.
when people don't, and that's exactly the direction. But to the same extent, when you have a question, you want to do some research on something, what do?
A lot of times I look it up.
On
I go use Google or whatever.
right, but primarily, you first thing you do is go to Google, right?
It depends what it is.
Generally, you go to Google.
Yeah, but if it's something else, if it's something else I know, I actually will sit there and think about it first before I do it.
Well, would you ask Alexa?
Maybe. I mean, I ask Google to look up some things sometimes.
Well, the reason I'm asking you that is Amazon will start letting random people provide Alexa answers. Now, what this is Alexa. I shouldn't be using the name because I'm sure anybody that's listening that has one, we've triggered it a few times. Is going to allow human editors to contribute to answering questions that pretty much you can just ask Google, and Google will give you excellent answers. I very rarely, excuse me, have I asked Google something, typed it in or asked, and it gotten back a bad answer. So instead of Amazon, making up with Google and forming a partnership, they're going to let essentially internet, random people, including, I don't know, flat earthers, internet trolls, people that don't have a clue what the hell they're talking about, submit answers to questions through Amazon's system.
I don't know. I don't know how we feel about that. Just have random people. I don't know. I mean, it'd make it more lifelike, but that's kind of scary.
Yeah, because Alexa, is the Earth round or flat? It's flat. You know it's flat. It's conspiracy that it's round. People, it's false, fake news.
I mean, I really don't know. Like that would
Give me a
be
break.
like if I'm used to just like Alexa's regular thing, and you can change it to like wherever you want. But if I'm just used to that, just to have a random like voice like come up on my thing, like I think it kind of make me nervous because like how
Well,
realistic will it sound? Like you could be
well,
in
it
the
has
kitchen.
nothing to. No, it's still Alexa's voice. It's just the answer is submitted by who knows.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of creepy to me, man. Like if I get an answer from something else, and I was expecting to hear like Alexa, and then I think somebody's like in my house.
Well, here's the thing. Think about this.
I'll be looking around like who the fuck is answering me?
During the previous administration, the guy that ran the government agency that oversees nuclear power plants and everything was a nuclear physicist. And now the same position is held by a guy who couldn't win Dancing with the Stars.
Wow.
Okay, so you want Amazon's going to allow, we have this Google thing that has a great track record of giving good answers to questions. So instead of partnering with them, we're going to allow Joe Schmo off the street to submit answers to questions who probably has no clue what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah. I wouldn't trust no guy who has no experience. But then again, what am I talking about? We got a billionaire in
Who knows
in the
if
White
he's
House.
even a
So
billionaire? I think he's 100,000-aire.
we got a billionaire, and we elected a billionaire, and
We did not elect him.
actor, I guess you can call, into a celebrity. We selected a celebrity for president. So
Yeah.
I can see anyone doing any kind of job now. So it don't really matter to me.
Would you trust somebody who, Joe Schmo off the street to tell you how to do brain surgery, or would you go to a brain surgeon for that information?
I don't even trust Trump telling me some information about the United States, yet alone trust someone else doing that.
Yeah. Well, on to bigger and brighter news. Of course, we have Tesla news. Tesla uses use of individual driver data for insurance is a state-by-state proposition. What this is if you're familiar with Progressive, you could have the little thing that snaps in your car and it'll report to Progressive your driving habits.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
guess what? Teslas do that by default, and but they can sell your data to your insurance company. Oh well, George, you drive like a normal person, so you're going to get a better rate, but you don't drive like a normal person, so we're going to hike your rate up, even though you don't have accidents, you don't have tickets, and you didn't volunteer this.
That's crazy, man. I mean, that's crazy to determine like your insurance based on that. I mean,
That's why we need government. I will say this straight out. I trust the government more than I trust the company. Because
Tesla-
with government, you have restrictions. With companies, you don't.
I mean, Tesla. I like their direction of the technology that they got into their cars.
I don't disagree.
I really think it's very impressive of their technology, but stuff like that got to be some kind of violation of something.
No, it ain't. Because it's a private company, which is not bound by Constitution.
Because
Right.
if I had a Tesla and like my insurance was a certain rate, and then next you know, like a couple months later, and I have no accident, I'm still driving the same way, that I get a letter in the mail from my insurance saying my rate's gone up because they got an email from Tesla saying you're not driving the right way or some bullshit. I would be
You went
furious.
26 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone.
I would be like, what? Like, Who does it matter? Yeah, I was going a little slow here because maybe they was doing construction or some shit. Like, why does it matter? Like, why is my insurance going up? I would be pissed.
Well, and here's off to our next article. SpaceX satellite
Oh god, SpaceX. Oh jeez.
was on one of their satellites was on a collision course until the ESA satellite moved out of the way, fired it. You know, once you put a satellite in orbit, that's it. There's no servicing that. So the resources in that satellite are very finite. So for them to correct course is a big deal and a big thing. Well,
That gotta be pretty quick action too.
well, it was, but also here's the thing: is the satellite company could not get a hold of SpaceX to say, "Hey, move your satellite." So they had to move theirs because they couldn't communicate to SpaceX to say, "Hey, can you fire your rocket? We'll fire ours, but you know we need to avoid this collision."
I mean, why is
So
it on?
that
Why is
you
it
know,
separate?
Huh?
Why is it separate? Why is that? That don't make any sense.
What do you mean? Why is it separate?
Why is it separate? Why do they have to contact them to move their rocket? Why can't they just access their data and move the rocket out the way?
Because they're two different satellites and they don't work that way.
That's stupid, though. Why not have some kind of
Standardized communication, required communication between satellites to say, hey, we're going to go within 25 miles of each other. We should both fire off our jets so that we're sure that we're going to be 50 miles
yeah,
away.
or why not have some kind of fail-safe just in case you can't get a hold of them? Like
Because,
some kind of backdoor thing.
because then that would be something that's logical, standardized, and it's probably communism.
That makes sense. That would make sense to me to have a fail-safe and plan just in case like something like that actually like happen.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
I don't know. That's stupid. That is so stupid.
It is. But
That's like when you have something like that in space, like you don't have like everyone running. You don't have 100 people just sitting there throwing up satellites in space, and everyone got their own thing. That's like having someone in a car and like, hey man, you're coming towards me, and you're calling them like, hey, you're coming towards me, can you move your car? It's not like that. You literally have something that's very limited to a lot of people. You should communicate a little better,
Yeah.
or have some kind of fail safe or something. And plus, cars don't cost billions of dollars.
yet.
Yeah. And so it would be more logical to have something that's billions of dollars, to have someone save it instead of waiting for you to get a response. That's stupid.
It was completely stupid.
That is stupid. What, like, what would you do? What would you do if it did collide? Like, what would you say? My bad.
Oh, no, it just adds a lot more space debris, puts more space debris into orbit.
Oh, was you trying to
And,
reach me? My fault. I'm sorry. I was in the bathroom, man. I really had to go. You should have tried Chuck down the way. I'm sorry, man. Like, billions of dollars gone, and you just what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
You should be fired.
There's no one on staff at Tesla or at SpaceX to say, hello? Oh, crap. Okay, we'll fire ours. You fire yours. That we're only expending, we're expending, so much. You're expending, so much so that, we can keep these satellites in orbit longer.
That's stupid. You shouldn't have to call anyone. You should be like, oh shit, their satellite's coming towards ours. Let me go into their backdoor system and move their stuff, and then I'll call them later.
No, not necessarily. You don't want a back door, because if you have a back door, then hackers will find ways in. I guarantee you that.
I'm just saying, like, it's just stupid. Like, they should have some kind of fail-safe.
Well, they should, but they don't. And they probably never will.
It's stupid, man. It's just everything just fucking stupid.
Are you excited for the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
Fuck no.
Guess what? And I've been a big Call of Duty player for quite some time, but this actually, people are so excited on it. I'm going to show you all my desktop. Now, what does this say? Modern Warfare Remastered. I used to play Modern Warfare on a PS2. That's when it first came out. So this is the third time they're remaking Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You can't come up with something new?
No, why not? Why would he do that? It makes more sense to remaster something or just call something the same name.
I've actually run it into streamers that are excited to play it. It's like, it's the same. Why are you excited for this?
Because they added a new map or two, and they buffed the graphics up a little bit. It's so exciting. It gets my rocks hard.
Whatever. In other words, they're just regurgitating for the third time the same old crap. But whatever. But
same thing you do with movies.
Now you remember there was a team that won the World Cup for Fortnite.
Yeah.
Guess what? This kid got swatted in his home.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
He's 16 years old, and they swatted him. How? There's some things that need to stop, and this is one thing that definitely needs to stop. Is quite frankly, if you make a phone call from my point of view, if you make a phone call from an anonymous, untraceable phone number, fake number, and believe me, they know that it's anonymous phone number or the phone number's been blocked, they don't go.
Like, man, people are just jealous of him because he won, and they are hating on him because he's young, and that's not right for people to put in false complaints just because you don't like the person, or you might not even know them. You're just jealous because they're better than you, and they got paid like good money for playing something that you've been like probably spending hours of doing. Like, get out the basement and like live life. So other things out there.
Did you know that, on to the next story, that EA, Electronic Arts, run a Guinness World Record?
Yeah, I read that shit the other day.
Yeah, the most downvotes on Reddit.
Yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
That is kind of hilarious to me. That they got the worst, and this is Battlefield 2, so it's not even a new title. It's an old title that they made changes to. It's like,
yeah, they could have did a lot better, man. They really dropped the ball on something that already came out.
Yep. And to our next story, someone followed me on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. Doesn't say who, but thank you for the follow.
Why you don't have that up?
Well, I have it up, but the thing is it doesn't say. And
you should have
I have
alerts
I have an alert that I just heard. Hopefully, YouTube doesn't copy.
You should start displaying it
now. But anyway, the last story is GameStop is closing 180 to 200 stores across the U.S. The CEO says company looking to create gaming hubs. And
oh man, here we go. This computer shit.
Well, here's the thing: when we said automation, how do you get games now? The last game,
Digital. You get them. A lot of people get them digitally, man. And
you download it.
God damn it! Somebody scared the fuck out of me. To see GameStop going the direction they're going, and it's not looking good for them at all. And
well, they're being it's obsolete.
It hurts me because like I grew up on GameStop pretty much, and I used to work there as well. So it's a touchy subject with me, 50-50, because I remember like before, like back then, like a lot of people used to go to Blockbusters. No, that's where you go for like you want to rent your game. But
Right.
like to buy your game, like you will go to. Back then, it was called like Funko Land, and you go there, get your game,
Yeah.
and then Funko Land became EB Games or Electronic
Yeah.
Boutique, now which is known as GameStop.
Yeah.
So I see them make quite a few transitions, and it got better over every transition they made. It got better. I mean, in my opinion, with games, different technology, it got better. Every time they made a transition, it got better. But now it's at the point where GameStop it can't keep up with the digital times, because you can't really have a store full of people selling games where you really don't have people coming in the stores anymore.
Well, and that's the thing. Is the last game I bought, where I went to a store and bought the game, was Call of Duty World War II.
And so get the hell off my headphones.
And all it was a CD jewel case that had a piece of paper in there that gave me a Steam key. Now, had I known that, I wouldn't have bought it where I did. I would have just downloaded
Got it
it.
from Steam, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
It's like, if you're just going to give me a Steam key, why am I buying this from you?
now GameStop is trying to sell. They're desperate. Now they're selling PC parts and stuff. To me, I think it's too late for that move.
Yeah,
They should have been done that, because their whole thing was to dedicate to gamers, and PC is part of your gaming community. But they wanted to pander heavily to the console gamers. But now, since PC gamers are pretty much on the rise every single year, and also you have companies that you just go and just download your game. Like you have Epic Games, Origin, Steam. You have more and more companies coming out just to, oh yeah, here you go, just download your game. And
that's
so
primarily how everybody gets that's how everybody gets their games anymore. If you have a Nintendo, there's no cartridge port. If you have if you have an Xbox, if you have a PlayStation, there's no cartridge port. There's no physical media anymore.
yeah, so now like GameStop trying to get into the PC parts and stuff there, all that. Yeah, they sold a few PC games, but they didn't really have like mouses and keyboards, mouse pads, like stuff for PC gamers. And now, since it's pretty much at the end of their lifespan, they want to try to pander to PC.
Yeah,
And it's too late. Like Best Buy been selling parts for, I don't know how long they've been selling parts for, but Best Buy's been doing it. They've been selling parts for a while. They just don't sell cases, but they do sell parts. Now a lot of times people already have their case and they just need the upgrade or something. You can go right to Best Buy. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll upgrade. Boom, done. Can you go to GameStop, which is a gaming place, and be like, hey, I need this like motherboard, and nah, we don't sell those.
No. And that's the thing is I think it's too little too late for them, because the whole industry moved away from moved away from physical media, a cartridge, a CD-ROM, a DVD, blah blah.
And the thing is, they knew it was coming.
Just download it.
They knew it was coming. They constantly wanted to try to release consoles with the damn CD thing. And then now, like last year or months ago, Xbox released a non-CD-ROM thing. Like, it's too late. It's too late for all that. Like, you should have been done that. You should have did that during launch, knowing that a lot of people don't buy discs. You should have been done that. But now
moving towards away from that to this, because
now
they're just done.
Yeah, now you want to come out with the non-disc consoles. Try to put PC stuff in your stores. It's too late. It is too late, man. Like, you already have people that has a source where they go for their games or their PC parts or whatever. It's too late.
Like,
they're not going
Amazon, whatever.
They're not going to give it that source that they had extreme, great customer service and stuff with, just to go back to GameStop. They're not going to drop that. Just go somewhere, just because you're dying, you know.
Yeah.
And I love GameStop. Well, I did, but I still I don't support them anymore. But I want them to go on for people who do buy digitally. But unfortunately, they didn't want to. They didn't want to move with the times as fast as they should have, and now they want to pander to the people who spend big money. Because think about it, like you buy a console, you're set. Like you spend what $300-400, and that's it. Yeah, you might buy accessories and controllers and stuff like that, but now you'll probably spend maybe maybe a good $1,000 just for all the accessories and stuff for a console, right?
No way. Not it. No, console players will not spend $1,000.
I'm saying if they bought like all the accessories, all these different games
But-
and stuff, you're spending maybe about $1,000 because you can get a headset. Their most headsets like $250 to like $300 for their like real expensive headset. So you're spending close to $1,000. And like the people you should have been pandering to from the start are the PC gamers, people who spend over thousands of dollars to make sure they got the best rig. And you should have thought about that. They should have thought about that.
You know, when they first opened around here, they used to sell PC games and PC stuff, and then they got away from it. Well, once they got away from it, it's hard to get that back.
Yeah, now you try to pander to the PC community again, but they already have, like I said, they already have that source they go to,
Right.
and they're just not going to come back to you just because, like, why
Now
would I
you
leave
have it.
somewhere
Right.
I've been dealing with for like ever, and they be giving me good deals and everything, just to come back to you
Or
just
that-
because you have it.
Or they have it. Versus
Yeah.
a place that dabbled in it. Or is
And they
trying
like-
to dabble in it.
Yeah, and they sat in the background while they were just stuck, pandering to their console gamers, and now they're like, "Hey, we got PC parts too. Come this way, guys. We got them too."
And for those who are on Mixer and wondering why we're not streaming on Mixer, well, they're not seeing it. Here is why. 22 hours, 13 minutes. We've been at this for over an hour and a half, and that was our last article for today. This is our show. Anything goes. I'm George, and this is my best bud.
I'm Jonathan. You guys can follow me on Twitch, JFBA, YouTube, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, but for the people at Mixer that get to watch the episode, maybe you'll find it on Facebook. Definitely find it on Twitch, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.